Hi there, welcome back. Yes, this is the second video for sausage rolls, this time with a bit more of a festive look. If you haven't seen our previous one, why not check out our playlist for the Christmas Craftmas, where we're showing regular Christmas crafts and creations and, you know, all sorts, and a few little foodie type videos thrown in. So just going through what I did before in the previous sausage roll video, showing you what we're using. We are going to use the cranberry sauce, the chicken sausages, and also the festive style stuffing mix. Now, I've just bought everything locally from our Aldi or Lidl superstore or supermarket, so it didn't cost a lot of money. These are nice. Of course, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do other variations. You could use just a standard traditional style pork sausage and crumble in some blue cheese. Or why not do some caramelized red onion? Yum. So, into the bowl. First off, we've got the sage and onion mix, which has also got clementine and cranberries in it, so hence that little festive lilt there. Added in some water. Now I'm mixing it up with a wooden spoon. It was a lot wetter than I thought it was going to be, so you could combat that if you want by adding in some dried breadcrumbs if you've got them. So moving on, we're going to use these chicken sausages. Now, I don't know what it is about chicken sausages, but the skins they use, so these could have been gluten-free, which is why maybe the skins are like this. They almost disintegrate when you try and take the casing, the sausage skin casing off of the sausage itself. I never have this issue when I'm using traditional pork sausages or Cumberland style sausages, but the chicken ones, it just seems to happen. So continued on, removed all the skins, added the chicken sausages into the stuffing mix, and then mixed it all up and incorporated it. Fortunately, no video footage of that, but you know, if you check back to our other video on the playlist, I'll show you how that step is done. Unraveled or unrolled the ready rolled puff pastry. Again, as I've said before in the previous video, you can of course make your own if you want, but if you're limited on time, then buy some ready rolled. There we go. So just rolled it out, cut horizontally because I want to make double batch out of this. So my sausage rolls are more like your large bite size, not buffet style because that's very small, more sort of like large bite size sausage rolls. You can make them even bigger so that you could have like the one sausage roll for lunch, or maybe with a nice little green leaf salad perhaps, or something like that. Or you can go right down to sort of buffet or picnic style size ones, which are quite small. So I've just put some of the sausage meat mix in there, the chicken sausage meat mix, onto the puff pastry, all down the middle, and don't do as I did here where I've put too much in, so I was having problems trying to overlap the edges of the pastry there. Never mind, we will continue, press on. Just rolled it over onto so that the seam part of the pastry edges is underneath, and shaped it using the greaseproof paper that the pastry came in. Now I'm using a knife. This is just like a regular dinner knife, and I'm just making some diagonal slashes through the pastry top and then going back the other way. So you've got lots of lovely little diamonds. Again, you don't have to do this process, but I quite like doing it. Then we're going to cut them up. Now, this must have been the bluntest knife going to do this. I should have used much sharper knife, but never mind. We were going for the rustic look here. We're not talking Michelin star cooking style here. Definitely not. They are all different sizes. Great. But, you know, handmade with love, as they say, and it doesn't detract from how they taste when they're cooked. Now, just move those out the way for one moment, and we've got a piece of grease-proof paper or baking sheet. We're going to spray the oven tray with a bit of Frylight spray oil, and just pop the baking sheet down on top of it. Now I do this because I don't want them to stick to the tray, and I don't want the greaseproof paper to fly around in my oven because we have an electric fan oven. I have already put the oven on. It's on about 180 to 200 degrees, which I think is about gas mark 5. I'm not sure what it is, I'm afraid, in Fahrenheit, but there we go. So just assembling them all onto the tray. Sorry, it's slight out of shot here. There you go. So you can see there's a rather chunky sort of looking sausage roll next to a thinner, smaller sausage roll. But, you know, homemade. And I'll be honest, I'll put my hands up and admit to this. It's not normally me that makes these. It is normally Wayne. But there we go. I thought I'd have a go this time. See if I could still able to do it or not. So just using some beaten egg there. Lovely deep yellow, golden yellow colour there. And just using a silicone pastry brush just to brush it over the surface of the pastry. Just gives it that nice little golden crisp colour. So then went back to the other piece of pastry that we had, because remember I cut it into 2 and did exactly the same process again with the egg wash, all repeated nicely. Now I had a lot of the sausage meat stuffing mix left over. I don't know why. I don't know if I'd used more sausages. I've no clue. But it was very wet and I knew it wasn't going to work trying to make it into sausage meat stuffing balls if I didn't try and coat it in some flour. So hence I've just put some just regular baking flour down. You can season it with some salt and pepper and herbs if you want to. And I'm just then getting a portion of the sausage meat mix up into my hands. Up to you what size you make them in. I would say don't just do in one big one. Do, you know, a few, or you can make them much smaller than I have, and you could make them into meatballs. Be lovely actually, with a lovely tomato, garlic, onion and pepper sauce to go with. Be lovely. There we go. Or why not cook them? Make them smaller, cook them, and then serve them warm at a buffet with some salsa or something to dip them in. Lovely. Anyway, I continue to do what you can see I'm doing here now. I'm getting in a right old state. Thank goodness I was wearing gloves. Don't forget, if ever you're handling raw meat, that you do need to make sure that you wash your hands after using it before you then go and touch anything else, whether that's other types of food, utensils or whatever. So here they are, all going into the oven again. And here they are, cooked and coming out. Just showing you the bottom there. Look at that. No soggy bottoms here. If you watch Bake Off, you know what I mean by that. So here we go. Wayne is doing the honours, just cutting the sausage roll in half. Beautiful, crisp, light pastry. Delicious filling there. You can see that nice bit of cranberry there. All cooked through really nicely. It was about 30 minutes in the oven. Lovely, still nice and juicy, not dried out at all. And here you go, you see a whole mixture of shapes and sizes. But that's how we like it. That's how we like it. And according to Wayne, they tasted delicious. Absolutely delicious. In fact, these almost didn't make it to the freezer. They're usually good for freezing for about 4 to 6 weeks. We put ours in a Ziploc bag. You could put them in a plastic box, long as it's airtight. And here's the finishing shot. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We've got another couple of foodie ones coming up soon, maybe some mince pies. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.